Your brain feels like a reliable narrator. It presents thoughts, memories, and feelings with confidence, as if they are accurate reflections of reality. But confidence is not the same as truth. The brain's primary goal is not accuracy, but efficiency. To save time and energy, it simplifies, fills gaps, and makes assumptions. Most of the time this works, but sometimes the brain convinces you of things that are not entirely true. One way the brain misleads you is by confusing familiarity with truth. When you hear an idea repeatedly, it begins to feel correct, even if it isn't. A statement repeated enough times sounds smoother, easier to process, and therefore more believable. This is why misinformation spreads so easily and why first impressions are hard to undo. The brain interprets ease as accuracy. For example, if someone grows up hearing they are naturally lazy or just not creative, the idea starts to feel like a fact rather than an opinion. Even when evidence contradicts it, the brain resists updating the belief because familiarity feels safer than uncertainty. Another way the brain lies is by rewriting memories without telling you. Memories do not replay like recordings. Each time you remember something, the brain rebuilds it using fragments, emotions, and current beliefs. Over time, details change. Confidence in a memory increases, even as accuracy decreases. You don't notice the edit, only the certainty. A conversation you barely remembered at the time can later feel crystal clear, with dialogue and intentions filled in. The brain smooths out ambiguity so the past feels stable, even if the version you remember never actually happened that way. The brain also convinces you that your current feelings reflect reality. When you feel anxious, the world seems threatening. When you feel confident, risks appear smaller. The brain treats emotions as information, even when they are temporary states. For example, a neutral comment might feel like criticism on a bad day, but completely harmless on a good one. The situation hasn't changed, only the filter through which your brain is interpreting it. The brain doesn't say, "This is a feeling." It says, "This is how things are." Another deception appears in decision-making. The brain often justifies decisions after they are made, then presents the justification as the reason. Choices feel deliberate, but many decisions happen quickly and automatically. The explanation comes later, carefully constructed to make the outcome feel logical. You might choose a seat, a reply, or even a career direction.
Emotional damage.
Then explain it as a rational choice. In reality, habit, mood, or timing played a larger role than you realize. The brain prefers a clean explanation over admitting uncertainty. The brain also lies by overestimating how much others notice you. Small mistakes feel obvious. Awkward moments feel permanent. In reality, most people are focused on themselves, but the brain exaggerates attention from others because social awareness once helped with survival. For example, spilling a drink or stumbling over words can replay in your mind for hours, while everyone else forgets within seconds. The brain assumes attention because it treats social embarrassment like danger, even when nothing is actually at stake. Another way the brain misleads you is by mistaking confidence for competence. Thoughts that arrive quickly feel more trustworthy than thoughts that take effort. This can cause incorrect ideas to feel right simply because they were easy to access. For example, the first explanation that comes to mind often feels correct, even if it's incomplete. Slower thinking feels uncomfortable, so the brain avoids it. Speed becomes a shortcut for truth. The brain also convinces you that the present moment is permanent. Stress feels endless. Motivation feels gone forever. The brain struggles to accurately predict emotional change, so it assumes now will last. This is why bad weeks feel like bad lives, and exhaustion feels like failure. The brain ignores past recoveries and future possibilities because it prioritizes the immediate state. Temporary feelings get treated like permanent facts. The final way the brain lies is by creating a single, coherent story out of complex events. Reality is messy and uncertain, but the brain prefers clean narratives. It removes contradictions, smooths gaps, and assigns clear causes. The story feels complete, even when important details are missing. You might believe events happened for a reason, when many outcomes were shaped by randomness. The brain chooses meaning over accuracy because uncertainty is uncomfortable. The brain is not trying to deceive you. It is trying to function efficiently in a complex world. Understanding these tendencies doesn't mean distrusting every thought, but recognizing that thoughts are interpretations, not facts. Awareness doesn't stop the brain from simplifying reality, but it gives you the option to question the story being told.